What's up, guys? Sub-Zeric here, back for another VOD review. Today, we are doing a VOD review of Cambulee playing some Worlds scrims. All right, you don't want to be over there, Daisy? Look, I can't position the camera around you 24/7, so I'll go back to me for now unless you come back, and then we'll focus it back up. Like I said, these are World scrims. Look at the people on the right side of your lobby there. Jazz Latte, Songyup, Flancy, Wet Jungler, Travis, JD Zielinski, Cambulee, of course, and Ben Sack. This is, let me see, this 3 EU players, 1 Chinese player, 1 Korean player. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a smattering of everybody, actually, across all the regions, which is, I mean, one, really cool to see. I mean, this literally could be a Worlds lobby, will be a Worlds lobby because all these players are playing at Worlds. And I mean, this is kind of the highest quality competition that we're going to get the entire set, is these people playing in these scrim lobbies for Worlds, of course, ahead of the actual World Championships. So watching Cam here, one of our NA reps, Hero 101, Worth a Wait, Spears Will with an AD item opener. If you did take Spears Will, you would get option of making kind of like a double slam here, something like probably an IEGS, theoretically could go LWDB. Worth a Wait, I do think, is one that more and more I've seen people just happy to grab. There's a lot of great one costs. If you hit stuff like Kale, it's generally fantastic to just be able to go fast 9 and guarantee your Kale 3. And I mean, even if it was Kale, we have something like a GS Slam, Sivir, Malphite, all these kind of things really, really strong. And then the other one costs you can certainly make work. So we're looking at that here. Deadlier Cap's certainly not going to be the pick, so I don't think that'll be it. So the only concession is maybe Spears Will, and we do pick this up, and we get Kennen from our... Now, the upside is we already had a couple of Kennens, but the downside is, you know, what are we actually going to do with Kennen this game? We're going to power up, grab Bludgeon here. We're going to make IE plus Bow here. All right. So we've made our AD item slams. It's no longer, like, I think the most obvious line to play from Kennen, definitely back in the day, was Six Sork. Six Sork a bit better now that, you know, Mighty Mech has been nerfed, so that version you just, you know, don't care to play that much with Karma. So very easy to find Karma if you want to play Six Sork. It's just not really a high tier comp, certainly not one that a lot of people want to play into. So that's why we make the IE Slam. I mean, what else can you really play from Kennen here if you want to actually use the Kennen? I don't think there's very much here. You know, you could play some kind of Supreme Cell thing. If we had a Kaisa, you could maybe think about Kaisa, newly buffed up this patch. But the problem is we don't have a Kaisa, and Kaisa needs that early game stacking. So kind of slowly eliminating options. Can't be Kaisa, you know, can't really be Sorks. The interesting thing is, you know, I don't think Cam really minds this, and yeah, he's gonna cut this Kennen here, and I mean, we might honestly see him just completely ignore the Kennen here off of Worth the Wait, just because he's saying there's nothing actually reasonable I can play from this spot. And I mean, I do have a great opener to play a good Juggernauts board. I already have this Gnar 2 and this Atrox 2 and this Udyr here, so I mean, we have a great board to play around Juggernauts. Hello, Kitty, you want to come back up here? All right. I'll move the cam back. Oh, nope, you're going the other way. Okay, well, I can't really move the cam all the way over there. I don't have the length for that one. With IE slammed and Bow open here, we're looking at probably a Gwynsu's Rage Blade would be an amazing slam onto to Gnar here. We have LW if you want it, and he does take the 3 cost onto LW. The only kind of interesting thing about LW slam is that I feel like most people, yeah, he's going to make LW. Interesting, huh? I mean, my thought is that usually when people are going this kind of like Fast 9 playstyle, they don't care, and you know, we're not guaranteed to make it to Fast 9 yet, but I do think if we 5-streak this stage plus the actual econ from Worth the Wait, we can probably make it. If we are going that, usually you're taking Noxious Trap onto your Lee Sin, so we'll see what Cam wants to go for here. I mean, these are reasonable items still, but the LW Slam is interesting to me. Okay, we'll see. Also, did I say Noxious Trap Lee Sin on Twisted Fate? Pick up a Schmolder here so we can fit that in as our extra unit. And yeah, doesn't even care about these Kennens. And yep, gonna full sell them off. So you can kind of think of it in an interesting way as a worse raining gold Worth the Wait. You know, it's giving you 1 gold per round for the rest of the game. And, you know, it gave us the Kennen to start off with. It is certainly a worse raining gold. You know, using this augment as a worse raining gold is not certainly ideal. I mean, I wonder actually looking at our start, our holds on bench here. Are we considering actually playing a Schmolder reroll game from this spot? We're holding on to Nico and all of these protectors. We sold off our cannons, which would have been another kind of angle, maybe protector with the smolder, and we get to play cannon 3 on that board. So I mean, that's certainly something that we could have played, though honestly I don't know, the LW slam makes me lean away from smolder as well. So we'll see. The upside is we are on a 5 streak here, so we'll see what comes of it. Doing a quick scout of the lobby, doesn't look like there's all too many people looking fast 9. I think maybe 2 people going fast 9. There's that guy with the double kraken. So honestly, the double kraken guy is probably more of an Ash angle. Yeah, so this guy's not even really gonna fast 9. Slam the Crown Guard here, just a very solid tank item. Their option would have been the Protector's Vow, but then we would lose the tier, which, I mean, for a lot of Fast 9, components, I feel like Mana Gen is the one that you're really excited for, like blue buff. We saw, back in the day, like Wajan Iverson slam blue buff every chance he got and throw it onto like Braum. You can throw it onto Zyra. You can throw it onto Gwen. You can throw it on everybody. All right. Restart mission, Titanic Titan, late game specialist. I don't think our board's super cheap here to take something like a restart mission. You're losing actually a lot of gold because we have a lot of upgrades here, and we're holding 7 gold on bench here. I don't think it can be that then. I mean, we're still in a streak, so I do think the late game specialist makes a lot of sense. We need to make it there. All right, so Fire Sale is also like a lower risk option. And I think he's scouting here just to see how strong do we actually think we are? Do we think we can, keep streak in this spot? And how long can we keep it here? Do we think we can actually make it there? We do pick up the Smolder too, which is huge here. We're going to grab Efficient onto him, some IE plus LW. Yeah, I mean, just good TFT. Move your items to your 2-star unit in general. Rotate into, Stars Are Born late game specialist Kale is kind of woke from this player here, because late game specialist, it won't help you make it to 9, but it'll help you build a really strong board on 9. And we do actually lose here. That's actually really tragic, because now, and we are gonna spend 1 gold to hold the Swain here. A lot of cool micro decisions here from Cam here. So I do really like the holding on to the Swain here, with the idea of we're a little poor off of that. It would be really nice to have something to accelerate us econ wise. And if you have HP and you are playing TFT in current patch, and ever since they've buffed Crystal Gambit a bit, you can fit that late stage 3 Crystal Gambit in, and lost streak the majority of stage 4, and then get a huge cash out. Ideally, you can either get the kind of like econ cash outs at the lower cash outs, or if you get the higher cash outs, you can actually cash out a bunch of items and then just have kind of a crazy strong board. I honestly feel like we would kind of almost prefer one of the lower cash outs. That is blue buff if we want it, and we will pick up the blue buff here. Decent item onto the Schmolder here, which, I mean, certainly, with the late game specialist take, is never going to be our late game carry. We're not going to play Smolder reroll with an augment that doesn't do anything, but he's giving me a great carry in the mid game here. And yeah, I mean, from an economy perspective, we are not that rich. You're really not. But we're generating 1 gold around, and if we can win one of these next 2, I would feel really good about our HP going into stage 4 here. And if we win both, that would be the dream here. Win these, go into stage 4 with a lot of HP. Just a tiny loss here. Hurts for the HP, but still, not the end of the world here. We also really would, he's gonna roll here on 6. Oh my god. For the last Crystal Gambit, he needs it. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking of potentially just pushing 7 here and rolling, but he opts to roll on 6 because he still gets to make 50 gold here. Also, really good odds of finding, whatever he needs. The Vi and the Janna, both really good odds on 6. Kind of hilarious that he ends up actually picking up the Ashe, which can't really be our play this game. It's not like we're going to play an Ashe game from this spot with these items. We must play, this kind of Juggernaut Fast 9 style. But we do need the Crystal Gambit in now because we need to win. We basically want to be fully cashed by 5-1. This is the really nice thing about the 3-6 Crystal Gambit, is that you can take 2 more losses, double down, and then take ideally, if you're not going 3 losses, you're in a really bad spot, but 3 losses after that and cashing out. And yeah, we do pick up actually 2 more Crystal Gambits, but I doubt it's gonna be a 5 crystal play here. We have it if we wanted it, but yeah, he even sold off Cinder. He was over it. All right, Hodge slam here over the Protector's Vow, just because, we're going to be playing for Elise Sin here. Hodge, great item onto him. I think this makes a ton of sense here. And yeah, the overall spot looking pretty Brady, 77 HP. Even if we were to 5 loss this stage, we'd have a little bit of HP to work with. The dream is to win one of these first couple of fights here to save HP. Worst case, at least, to take some good losses here, because after these 2 fights, we have to lose the next 3. You must. Last augment here. I mean, I think backup dance is a totally solid, just combat style option. As far as, I mean, I guess it could also be, is it just little buddies here? I mean, it's a lot of AS, and if you want to kind of compare it here, I mean, you think about like we're going to play this this setup here with the Nefarian here as well. So that's 4 1 and 2 costs for the rest of our board. It's actually really nice. That's what, it's 6%. He's gonna pull it up again here because we can kind of, it's a nice thing you can do is kind of like actively compare this and this. So, you know, 6% times 4, 24. Every 3 seconds you're getting 9% AS. So I mean, prior to 9 seconds, it's better, and it has the HP attached to it. I kind of like little buddies here, but we'll see. Ooh, he hits Know Your Enemy and is going to grab that at the last second. Just saying, you know what? It's pretty reasonable that we are going to have a matched up trait with somebody, and the damage amp is very nice, especially after the buff to this, which was, what, a few patches ago? So I think it makes a lot of sense. All right. Another board that is probably going to farm us because they have the triple Kraken Ash here. They actually aren't doing the triple Kraken limit break thing that some people do. Looks like not, right? Because I think they have Cassante powered up there, but some people like to go for that, where triple, just go for, you know, full damage onto Ash and then take limit break and throw it onto a frontliner. But looks like we're not going for that here. It's interesting that he even scouted a second before doubling down here. I thought that was, I mean, I think he was just, you know, thinking with it. I don't think there's ever a world here where he doesn't double down. I mean, we are 54 HP. It's pretty hard to die from this spot here. Base damage for 3 losses is, you know, 24. 4 times 2 times 3. Well, it's 8 base for losing each of these fights. So it's gonna be pretty hard to straight up die here. We'd love to pick up something good off Carousel here. There is a Zyra over there, which I guess is the best unit to pick up here. But wow, he's the discipline to actually not pick up a unit on this Carousel says, you know, who cares about Zyra really? I'd rather just guarantee my sword here, which is just such a good component. This is Edge of Night. Probably has to be Edge of Night, though you could even save it and look for, you know, another like IE or something like that. But yeah, I think it has to be Edge of Night. Great Lee Sin items coming here. I think the itemization looks fantastic, and that's one of the most important things to consider when you are playing Fast 9 style is, you know, just what are my items actually looking like? If you make it there with great items, you can, you know, win out from a whole manner of spots here. You're going to take another not amazing loss, but up to 258 here. So we are going to easily get to that 300 cash, which is usually these big combat cash outs. It's not really so much the econ ones, which is, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, we're just barely gonna have the gold with Fast 9. Oh, okay, my head's covering it, but he also did just slash mute all just because he wants to not be dizzy on this roll down. Also, this bird that we're fighting, I guess it's double trouble mouse, so we should be fine, but it's actually like a scarily, it looked scarily, oh my god. Okay, we're back here. My kitty just jumped over my keyboard, and that's what happened, bruh. But it's actually like, it looked kind of close for a second, but okay. 300 stack cash out here. Let's, thank you, Daisy Cat, for actually bringing me down to 1x speed here, because I really want to look at this turn in depth. Finds the, okay, so this, let's pause and talk for a sec. This cash out, the 3-star 1 cost, almost every time people are selling these 1 costs, if you see like an Ephiri or an Atrox, you can, you know, think about holding on to them. But in general, you are going to sell these. And then you get Ornn item here, which there are a lot of great Ornn item hits in this comp here, so we'll see. But I think he wants to, yeah, he wants to level to 9 here and roll this round here. So let's roll it down. No planner, but actually, wait, he does have a planner. Okay, I was about to glaze him for no planner, but actually he does have a team planner. It's just he hasn't seen a unit that's actually good. He's rolled like 10 times, he hasn't seen a single relevant 5 cost. Oh my god. All right. Rolls it to 40 here. Takes the anvil here. A lot of good stuff here. But Cam knows, and this is very, very smart. Manamazane, the best option here. If you go and look at the stats for this comp, it is the best artifact. Manazane Braum is what you are looking for normally here. Yeah. Oh my god, this is a tragic roll down. Only 2 Twisted Fates, 0 Lee Sins. We get a little bit more gold, but this is a horrible roll down, honestly, from the perspective of of being alive. Pick up Bow here for looking like Kraken here. He wants to just take his items as quickly as possible. Get up another Bow here. I'm curious if he does want to go for the Noxious Trap here. Going to take Rod here, looking for maybe Gwynsu Kraken. Going to continue to roll here. Need TF2. We do hit it, and we hit Gwen Pair. Not really traditionally a unit that you play on this board here, but we're going to... maybe have to, and we do hit the Gwen too. Wow, really nice to actually hold this Gwen as an out, just because. And yeah, he is going to make it here. Be forced to play Xayah on this board, but she can hold the Mana Zane Blue Buff Edge of Night, the items that we're going to go on to Braum. We power him up here. We do have to take Noxious Trap here, so we're going to make Gwynsu's Rage Blade, the Kraken here, the blue buff going to go onto Gwen, Edge of Night there, and then our Lee Sin items kind of sitting here. We're going to LW, TF, and then throw the rest onto, throw the rest here, and then power up the Gwen here. You can take Needle, Unflinching, actually. Wow, for the CC immunity. All right. Hope and pray that this board is good enough here, because a loss here is going to put us, if not very low, then dead. We do pick up the win here. Very, very good. All right, so that was our pivot. Honestly, a bottom percentage pivot. I feel like, not from how he played it. He played it fantastically well, but just in terms of hits, 0 Lee Sins, 0 Brahms is kind of insane. He's scouting the rest of the lobby and being like, where'd all my units go? And it's because a lot of other people are holding on to them. And so, ooh, look at this little pivot into 4 Soul Fighter here. Plays the 2 Sork on this board. Only playing 5 Jugs. Certainly... that's got to be a mistake, right? He's only playing 5 Jug on this board right now. We're holding on to the Aatrox, right? And the Aatrox is not on the board. I mean, that must... He really... There's no way he thinks this is strongest, right? I mean, maybe there's a world here where 6 Jug is not strongest here. We're gonna get the Zyra in here, considering on the board. Okay, yeah, he gets 6 Jug back in here, but he's gonna play the 4 Soul Fighter version, which I think is it's really cool, right? We could fit the Zyra here, but I mean, we're Soul Fighter tank and Soul Fighter secondary carry. Makes a lot of sense to actually play for this here. I still don't really, I gotta say, I don't really understand the LW slam in the early game with the idea that we are gonna go Noxious Trap later, but you know, maybe he just wants to he liked the slam in the early game. All right, from an items perspective, we still need more tank items and more Lee Sin items. We'd have 2 out of 3 Lee Sin items and only 1 tank item at this point, which is kind of funny. Not really seeing much for Lee Sin, so yeah, we are just going to take the last tank item, Bramble Vest here. Looking decent in the lobby, so this is going to be our take here. Really would like to find that first Lee Sin. There's our Braum, though. Great pickup here, so we can... but I mean, with Samira too here, I do think this is going to be our play on the board. He is going to... Ooh, this is his pivot here. He says, I must play Braum onto this board here. I mean, he's a fantastic unit, and stacking up the Poros is really, really huge here. So we're going to drop down to 4 Jug. I mean, wow, I think this is such an expertly played stage 5 from Cam in a spot where he missed really, really hard. 0 Lee Sins at this point, but he found enough. He found the Twisted Fate. He's playing around this Samira as well, which I feel like has done fantastically here, and we're making it there. I mean, we're top 3 locked in here, still with 0 Lee Sins. We'll see how far we can go at this point, because I mean, these other boards, level 9 Kale board with the 2-star Varus and Know Your Enemy here. Our front line kind of gets shredded. We're dead. Okay, top 3. Very nice top 3 locked in from Cam. I mean, I would say this was a really, really nicely played Fast 9 game. If we had hit harder, I mean, this could easily have been a first, but the fact that we had 0 Lee Sins, we had 1 Braum at the end, we played around Samira 2, Gwen 2 on this board, and managed to get a top 3. I mean, just very nicely played in general from Cam, making me feel good about our NA reps. And we have JD in the top 2 here, so honestly, a good game for NA. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitch and Medify, all my links down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks as always for watching.